We did talk about Sean Combs trying to get bond this time around with some new stipulations. We'll kind of ignore this. Uh, what else is with this? Okay, so remember that in the indictment for Durk. Let's pull it up. Remember the academy.blog if you do want to see all the indictments in full. The indictment for Durk is here. And in this indictment, what you will see is the feds have added and even included some lyrics from Lil Durk, basically using it as context to say that, he was gloating about the murder. Let me see if we could point it out here. And by the way, this is a superseding indictment. Okay, here we go. It says, following the attempted murder of Taekwon Bowen and the murder of Lil Pop, the defendant Bang sought to commercialize his death by rapping about his revenge with TB with music that explicitly references audio from a news clip taken shortly after his murder, where you scream no. It says, after seeing a dead body. It said, told me they got an Addy, go, go. Got the location, go, go. Green light, go, 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 go. Look at you on the news and see your son. You screaming, no, no. He says, pussy, right? Now, DJ Bands, who was his DJ, quickly went to being online to let people know, yo, hey, I know we're not going to do the YSL shit here. We're not going to do even, they didn't really do it with King Von because, again, King Von was dead, so he was not in the O Block indictment. But DJ Bands is saying the song was did way before that. Get y'all weird ass police on. Get y'all weird police ass on. Now, let me see if we could figure out what song that was again. That's Babyface Ray and Durk. And it's called, is it Wonderful? Yeah, Wonderful Wayne, right? When was this track dropped? It was released in 2022. So it was dropped on, it looked like December 2022. I keep seeing December 2nd, 2022. When was Lil Pop killed? Lil Pop death day. That was August 2022. Yeah. Now, obviously, we have DJ Bands was saying, nah, this was done before. I think they'll have some, they'll have a reasonable way to be like, no, we did it before. But I think the feds are going to be like, okay, but we're not charging you with the lyric. It just makes for context. The context does match that when Quando saw the body of his cousin, he screamed out no. So we're just going to put it in for context. And they're not going to fight over this in court. Just like even with the stuff that they put in Young Thug's case, they didn't really fight over, even though they both sides try to contextualize it. We're going to have to see, we're going to get a superseding indictment. I actually predict that there's going to be more lyrics used here. I seen someone send me a situation or send me like this, law, California law lyrics. There's a law that was put in California, that there was a California bill that was used. Hold on, let me just, I gotta turn this. Oh boy. Okay. Can I turn this? I gotta turn the ad blocker off. Sorry, Chad. Give me 1 second. All right. Every time this acts, I gotta just let me just remove this thing. Yeah, I'll just remove this shit because I have premium now. All right, I just removed it. Fuck it. Okay, I removed it. Ad blocker uninstalled. All right. Okay. California bill banning use of rap lyrics as evidence sign into law, right? So Governor Gavin Newsom signed a bill requiring judges to press prosecutors on the purpose behind including lyrics as evidence. Now, we all know that this case is going to be adjudicated in a California district. Here's the only problem, though. This is a California law, which is a state law. The court that Durk is going to be in is a federal court, even if it's within the District of California. So this law has no, sets no precedent or has no bearing on how the feds are going to use it. And we don't know how the feds necessarily look at lyrics, even though I continue to tell people that lyrics usually, you're not charged for what you say in a song. You're usually just charged for the crime, and the lyrics is there to make give context, right? Okay, so it's a big win for creative expression. Governor Gavin Newsom signed the Decriminalizing Artistic Expression Act, which restricts the use of rap lyrics as evidence in courts in California. In August, California State and Assembly unanimously approved the bill AB 2799, speaking to the importance of the legislature at a virtual bill ceremony where rap artists like Killer Mike, Meek Mill, Too Short, Ty Dolla $ign, YG, E40, and Tyga, as well as the CEO of Recording Academy, so that's basically like the Grammys, the people who put on the Grammys, Harvey Mason Jr., and leaders from the Black Music Action Coalition and songwriters from North America to join in the ceremony, okay? So this was something that was supposed to, and it is supposed to be in California. Now, California is like a very different place. We don't see much RICOs necessarily, especially when it comes to gang activity, because it's kind of like the home of gangland, and also the way how they police it there. The local authorities do a really good job, so the feds don't come in a lot. They do a really good job of, like, they have what's called gang enhancements and shit like that. So they be taking care of their own shit. The feds don't come in too much. But also, when it comes to like RICO and how they view certain stuff, is very different than other places, right? So, yes, even lyrics now, you would have to almost justify it in front of a judge why you're using lyrics. That's not the feds, though. The feds, you don't. So, again, he's not charged for lyrics, but it contextualizes the nature of the crime and the fact that there was a braggadocious type of attitude towards the crime, right? All right. So, yeah, that actually doesn't count at all, if you ask me. Now, if you continue to ask me, do I believe that song is what DJ Ban said? It was done way before that? I don't know. I don't know. Like, I'll go with his word. At this point, you might as well just take his word as a benefit of the doubt for now. But even the go shit felt like you were trying to set up him saying no, which we all know happened with Quando. And I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I think the feds are looking at it this way. The feds are looking at it to say, yo, Durk was desperate to let everybody know that he slid. Like, he was kind of, he wanted people to know, right? Like, he went on an interview with me and he said, yo, you don't see people saying that no more, right? He rapped twice about no, right? Like, in a subsequent album that came from that, which there's another song, War About It, right? And chat, I'm not being federal here. Like, these are songs that are out. The feds are not stupid. They've spent way more time investigating Durk than I have probably even spent looking into Durk at all. And, they're probably going to be like, yo, this is Durk. Try to let people know what it is, right? He said, no, I think he let a hoe got him. He say, no, I say, let's go to war about it. Where he go, you better know the more got him, okay? Wow, Jesus Christ. It's kind of cryptic, huh? If you ever been involved, you can't talk about shit. I seen a killer do an interview. He telling. Why you ain't never clear that rumor up? You know I'm valid. Who is he talking about with that? Nah, he not talking about Vaughn. This annotation's wrong. See, I respond on Instagram. I know how to go about it. Since he died, just come outside and go to war about him. Damn. He say, no, I'm thinking he let a hole got him. Oh, shit. But yeah, these are gonna be like things that they're gonna try to contextualize it with. I'm pretty sure Durk is gonna Durk's side's gonna answer by saying this. Obviously, DJ Band's gonna say that, but like Durk's side and his lawyers are gonna say, "Hey, listen, yeah, we're in a feud with this guy. We saw something on the news that was viral, probably inspired some raps, or shit, it was random. You know what I mean? Obviously, the random thing, I think it's hard to believe it's random. But he could say, yeah, we just rapped about it because we saw it on the news, right? Like, if it was something that wasn't public and Durk just randomly brought up that only people there would know, that would be more of a, bro, we got you. But that was a viral clip. Like, I don't want to necessarily play the clip again, but yeah, I don't want to.
And this chaotic scene, the ending of a shooting that started in Beverly Grove. Sheriff's deputies pulling out a man who had been shot in an SUV. This man, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight. It all started at this mobile gas station at 5:30.
Okay. So, it's a viral clip, so it is what it is. We'll see, though. We're going to start having to see some more major evidence. And by the way, you know when we're going to get the major evidence on Durk? So, actually, let's look it up now. I think Durk is still there. FDC inmate search. We're waiting on Durk to, I might have to hit somebody down there and figure out when do they transport people? Because Durk kind of waived everything, right? He waived everything to Banks. Durk. He's still there, I think. Let's see. Banks is a last name. Durk is a first name. Wait. No. Okay. Banks. Oh, Durk. Banks. Yeah, he's still at FDC. Yeah, whenever he leaves here and he gets to, we're going to find out probably the most we need to find out here. Whenever he gets to California, they're going to have the arraignment hearing. I suggest, based on this indictment, they're going to try to almost push for bond on arraignment, okay? Now, the government might be prepared to, or actually, maybe actually, they're probably going to see a magistrate. The magistrate is going to say no. So the first bail hearing, we're going to hear no, guaranteed, because the magistrate is going to do the arraignment, and they're going to see murder for hire. They're going to say no, hell no. They're not going to give you a bail initially on a murder. Then it's going to get assigned to a district judge, which I think it probably already is, because he got superseded, indicted into the other case, right? So the case he's in now, let me show y'all. Yes, so this is a superseded indictment here. Is this it? Yeah. Yeah, superseded indictment. Yep. Did they give this to a judge yet? No, I don't think they gave it to a judge yet. I'll scroll down and see. Yeah, I don't know if it's been assigned yet. Yeah, so the magistrate is going to say no, just like with Diddy. Then they're going to get a district judge, and then the district judge, even though I think the magistrate, they're probably going to ask for information. They're going to say, yo, this guy's a famous guy. He didn't hire nobody. There's no proof that he sent money to nobody for no one to die. There's no communications that says go kill somebody. He is clearly indicted He's clearly indicted because people have followed music and internet narratives to believe he is some big time killer that is diabolically placing murder hits. That is not him. He's just an artist. It's all make believe. Okay. What do he say? He says, this is just props, or whatever he says, right? And then the government's going to come back with, actually, no, we have a wiretap, we have recorded conversations, or we have a witness. Once they say a witness is a snitch. So the witness is a snitch, no matter what. So that's when we're going to find out. That's coming soon. I'm thinking it's going to happen next week, if not by the end of this week. But as soon as they get him there, they're going to push for bond, and they're going to be like, why do you think y'all should get bond? He's going to be like, yo, this is an artist. He's rapped about the inner cities that he come from. He's from Chicago. He's been around, unfortunately, a lot of violent situations. And any type of his lyrics is only about, his lyrics is all about his own experiences. Also, he wasn't trying to leave the country. He was in conversations with I don't know, some people about booking some shows or whatever, or he was about to do something with his girlfriend for some anniversary. They're going to have some excuse, and then the government's going to come with mad information. Yo, we got a witness who recorded Durk. We have a witness who will testify otherwise. We have this information. And I guess that's when his team is going to start preparing for what they're going to run into. A snitch, recorded conversations, proffers, a government witness. We'll figure it out, right? By the way, people are also they're falling back off the train of saying OTF Jam is a cooperant. Now, that is kind of interesting because it's not necessarily that he's not a cooperant. They're just saying that he's not the guy to have set this up in Durk getting caught. So, we'll see. We will see. Okay. Let me see what else is going on in this bitch. Oh, real quick, I wanted to also show y'all the difference. And remember I told y'all there's certain cases you just can't beat. That's why people like, the Young Thug fans are like, oh my God, no, he was going to beat the Rico. Man, y'all tell me who beat the Rico. Who beat a Rico when? When you've seen not guilty for a Rico? I'm pretty sure someone has, but we haven't seen it like frequently. Anyway, Diddy and R. Kelly. I did some insight and some digging into R. Kelly's case. And what I realized, there is some similarities here. And I want to, I'm not going to pull up documents, even though I do have all of them. I want to give y'all the similarities between Diddy and R. Kelly case, right? So R. Kelly back in 2008 caught a case about him having sex with a minor on video. He claimed it wasn't him. He said the mole on his back or the mole on the nigga's back. Something wasn't there. And I think the woman wasn't as cooperative or whatever. And the case fell apart. And R. Kelly essentially beat the case. Now, what happened is that after the documentary, and this is why, these documentaries really set the feds in motion. And even if you think about Diddy, the feds are consumers of the media a lot. Oh, the biggest thing is that Cassie sued Diddy? Oh, okay, let's go investigate. Like, Diddy's lawyers have came back now and said that the investigation into Diddy started days after the lawsuit became public. So it shows they're watching the media, right? Cool. So the Surviving R. Kelly thing happens. They go do, all these extensive investigation, this and third, talk to all these witnesses and other people come forward. And let me give you some similarities. I'm going to just summarize it. I'm not going to pull up no documents. So R. Kelly got charged twice federally. One was in Chicago. All those charges, which I believe was 13 counts, had to do with him filming himself having sex with minors. Okay? Children. Well, primarily children. Like the most of them were children. Or people that weren't consenting. Right? New York, Eastern District, also indicted him. So in Chicago, Illinois, they charged him for videotapes that they got. And by the way, like I read through this shit today, it was actually a little fascinating. It said the jury watched, essentially was child pornography. They watched him have sex with a 14-year-old. They watched him get fellatio by these other women that were clearly underage. They watched it a lot. They said the jury watched all the videos. And like, even in deliberation, they watched it again, which is like, why I need to watch these videos so many times? Anyway, so that was that. But in New York, they charged him. The videos kind of were a part of it, but you can't charge the guys same thing two places, right? You know, still we're gonna have double jeopardy things. They charged him with RICO for sex trafficking and also for transportation by state in prostitution. Now, what you're going to realize is that Kelly's New York case looks very similar to Diddy's New York case. Now, granted, one was in the Eastern District, Diddy's in the Southern District. Let me tell you how everything went, and I'm going to give you a little bit more details too. Kelly's case in Illinois, he actually beat half of the counts. It was 13 counts. He beat 7 of them. So 7 of the counts of him supposedly having sex or, unwanted sex with these people, the jury voted not guilty for 7 counts. But for 6 counts, he was voted guilty on. Okay? Okay. Now, I'm going to tell you why I'm telling you that. When you accuse someone of just sexual assault or just, filming like, say, child pornography, right? I keep telling you that it's so, like, a RICO is like an unbeatable case. So he beat 7 out of 13 in Chicago. But in New York, they hit that boy with the RICO. Okay? And it was 9 counts. They found him guilty on every count. And I think that's the important part. The way how they put these statutes in place, when they wrap it up in a RICO, you're cooked. Okay? Now, what ended up happening is that he got 30 years in New York, 25 years in Illinois. He was then he was supposed to run it. They were supposed to run it concurrently, right? So he was going to do 30, then 25. So he was going to be out in 55. But then he did an appeal to a judge, and then the judge said the 25 could be ran concurrently to the 25 could be ran concurrently to the 30. So essentially, he's going to only do 30. Then he's going to come out on 5 years supervised release. Again, that case is shockingly and eerily similar, the one in New York, to Diddy. I'm going to give y'all some random details I just saw today, too. So I was reading through the whole thing. Which, by the way, y'all know why I pulled up all R. Kelly shit today. Also, I realized Kelly's also suing the United States. And then I realized he's suing, you know who else he's suing? He's suing Tasha K. Like, I ran into her documents today. He's suing her. And as soon as he filed the lawsuit to her, her lawyers came back and said, hey, by the way, she's bankrupt. I didn't even know. I forgot she was bankrupt. So Tasha K's lawyer was like, yo, we ain't got none. We broke. So, and apparently that's a whole different issue. Apparently Tasha K leaked some conversation that he felt could prejudice his situation in post-conviction relief. And he felt that the jail system, like the people that worked in the Bureau of Prisons, allowed her to get that information, to leak it. So he sued the United States government, Tasha K, and a bunch of other people. Anyway, it's probably not going to go nowhere. Okay, here's some details. This is crazy. So in the Chicago case, yo, Kelly was paying out the ass. Yo, so this guy was like, he loved taping himself. He loved taping himself, and allegedly he loved taping himself, and he loved also having sex in front of people, which you're gonna start realizing is like a trend among some of these guys who get these charges, right? They love other people watching them having sex, which eventually those people then become witnesses, right? Like, yeah. Like, for example, one of them actually testified that some chick named Stephanie, who she said she was as well um, sexually assaulted by Kelly, she said she watched, I think it was a 15-year-old Aaliyah give Kelly head. Like, yeah, Aaliyah's name is mentioned in the two. She was like, yeah, like Kelly would just have these people watch these women to suck him off. And they would look at him and just be like, bro, like, are you good? So anyway, the nigga was just wilding. At one point, he used to be on some shit. He used to tell the girls, like, he said one time he brought somebody, I guess he had a boxing ring in some spot, like in Chicago. He brought one of his homies there. I think the nigga name is Lewis. And then he had a girl hidden under the boxing ring. And he told the girl to come out and just suck the dude off. And the guy was like, what the fuck? And like he was like mad. Like these guys are like kind of perverse and like they're fetishes. He'd be like, yo, say his name while you suck him off and suck him off like you suck me off. And I'm like, God, like these niggas are really like, they're out there with it. Like I never really even like peeped into the R. Kelly case that much until I read. I'm like, nah, R. Kelly was a sick nigga, bro. This some other shit. Okay, so that was happening. Oh yeah, he was. So apparently there's about like 5 to 6 videotapes. 5 to 6 videotapes of R. Kelly having sex with these underage women, right? And somehow, like you gotta imagine, these are like VCRs or whatever it was. If that's what you're into, and you don't think you're above the law, you're not supposed to have everybody with the tapes. He was
Sad to say, Lil Durk has been booked, man. It's gonna be a lot of videos coming out about Lil Durk, man. This is honestly sad, bro. I'm gonna keep it a being. Like, this is actually sad, like genuinely sad. Lil Durk literally had such a, I don't want to say such a promising career because he still has his career right now. He has his album coming out in a month. Like Lil Durk has so much positive going for him. Like, this case for him is how I see if King Von was still alive for the FBG Duck case, like he would have got booked the same way. And they're gonna pin everything on Dirk. There's already snitches, like what Rex said. There's a murder involved, murder for hire. They're probably gonna come with a RICO case after. This is not state charges. This is federal charges too. So it's very, very, very much different. Man, I seen a. I can't really say what I want to say because YouTube is very weird. But seeing Dirk change his religion recently, they said it's good to be that specific religion while in jail, which I agree. You see a lot of, you feel me, people that religion. You feel me? It's like they're like a group in jail and they stay together, which is good. But man, going from being a 8, probably 9-figure man, private jets, mansions, to a cell, man, that must do something to you mentally that you can't even fathom, bro. And Lil Durk, honestly, he's like, rap wise, he's like up there. Like, he's the 21 Savages, whichever tier is the Lil Babies, 21 Savage. You put Lil Durk right in that tier. Like the tier right under the Kendricks, J. Cole's, Drake's, them. He's literally the tier right below them. And it's sad. Lil Durk's been in the game for so long, man. He told him about Slide for Von. He allegedly really did slide for Von. Now he's in this situation. All we could do is pray and hope for the best. You know, I'm consider myself a realist, and I'm looking at the situation. There's snitches, like all the evidence, like OTF cards for everything, and bro, like Lil Durk is ahead of all of this. Like, I really just hope he doesn't. If Lil Durk gets life in prison, that's I know his heart's gonna drop. And how Lil Durk says that he hates snitches, how much he prides himself on hating snitches. Like, I always wonder to myself, if it's someone in Lil Durk's position, if it's either life in prison or you snitch and you get 5 to 10 years, are you snitching? Would you throw your whole life away? You're not gonna get to see any of your kids physically grow up anymore. All your money, you have all this money right now, but that money's not. You're the breadwinner, bro. Like 5 to 10 years, 20 years, who knows? All your the family's connected to you might be broke. Like, you're the breadwinner, bro. Like, it's a crazy world we live in, bro. I genuinely feel bad for Dirk, and but man, it's hard to even feel bad for Dirk because then you'd have to feel bad for Quando, and it's the whole situation is just sad because it's all this literally started from King Von and Jania, bro. King Von, Asian Doll, Jania, like it's just woman, bro. Woman caused this whole thing to happen. It was a chain reaction, and now we're here. But it's your boy Big X News. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and please, 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 please don't, like, woman holds so much power, bro. Like, it's so crazy. And I'm out.